Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PSU LCS for another match of the week. Doing it early, Wednesday night. Big
Yup.
game. Mommy's Little Gamers versus izone friend, I izone
Izone
fangirls. I don't know why I
fangirls.
can't remember that. I don't watch enough Korean things apparently. Anyway, yes, if there's any mommers in the chat, rise
Any
up.
mom is in the chat.
But not too much to talk about in terms of standings as of yet. Both of these teams in our top seven at the moment, sitting at 2-0. Mommy's Little Gamers 2-0ing Team Siren in week one, and iZone Fangirls 2-0ing Sandband, I believe, in week
Yeah.
one. So both teams still looking to stay undefeated here in PSU LCS to keep getting those points racking up in the
Yeah.
standings.
And the way I think the initial pairings work is that they played people near them in their elo bracket or something. So this should be a pretty good match in terms
Someone can
of the
at
two
Rohan
O's.
if they want to know how that works.
Yeah.
In any event, though, probably should have mentioned that I'm Infamous Trash.
I'm Rainix.
Yep, we'll be your cast tonight as we get right on into the draft. Here we go.
Yup. And we've got a Rek'Sai ban already. Let's
Solid
see
early game
how it
jungler.
turns to play out. Yeah. Let's see if they start to ban out like some of the like OPs you see in pro play, like Soraka or Rumble or Senna Philios. I'm wondering if they're going to go with comfort picks that they see on their team, and I guess not. They're not going to ban out OP picks because they're banning out Ivern. So,
Bulby on the team is something you do have to respect to some degree. The Ivern
yeah.
gameplay. Also, a lot of teams I understand in PSU LCS looked, at least in patch 10.2 when it was more viable to do the funnel strategies, which Ivern can be quite a big part of if you're doing the Ivern Rengar, but 10.3, that's not really a big thing, and yeah, they're just going to ban Bulby's other 2-trick. No.
It's probably better in PSU LCS to ban other people's comfort picks. It makes more sense.
Yeah, champ pool is
As
not
a whole.
exactly as deep as pro. Otherwise, though, Kassadin ban is kind of interesting, as well as a Nami. I
Right.
mean, Nami is very strong right now if you're looking at mage bot laners. Nami does pretty well into any other enchanter, but especially
Right.
now that her e-buff has allowed her to do more damage on other people's spells. And yeah, Set.
Yep. Yeah, Set's pretty disgusting in the top lane. I'm wondering, it is a first pick Set, but usually Set is good enough to go into any other matchup he wants to, so I'm curious to see what Toucan picks into it. They'll probably leave it for later, but we'll see. I'd imagine they want to pick something else before top lane.
But I'm thinking, yeah, Elise would make sense. High priority jungle's super strong in the early game, can really abuse whoever MLG decide to put down there. Even the Set can be kind of kited back by the Elise if Cocoon does land.
Right. I think Elise is one of the better early game junglers right now, and PSU LCS is a lot about like how to snowball and how to get it going. So we're gonna see that come out. And Senna, pretty powerful pick. Aphelios is banned out, so we'll probably see maybe like a Zyre or MF come out from Mommy's Little Gamers. I can't help but like laugh when I say it.
Yeah, it is hard. The Elise pick, though, does open up a lot more options for IZF in terms of just composition-wise. You do have that AP jungle source, so could look potentially towards an AD mid laner if they feel necessary. You got things like the Kiana, which is a solo lane, or not solo lane, solo queue terror in the mid lane.
Right.
Very good
We got an
matchups and can scale really well in the late game.
Right. We got a Jinx and Karma pickup for the bot lane, which is pretty interesting. So we got both bot lanes, in theory, marked out here. We got Karma and Jinx and Senna and Nautilus. They could go in other places, but it's probably unlikely. What do you think about that bot lane matchup?
I mean, Jinx is... I wouldn't say she's the strongest pick currently in the meta. You more see the misfortunes, but does scale really well into the late game, can output a lot of DPS, and isn't necessarily in a bad spot in the meta right now either. So into the Senna, I don't think it's a bad pick. Senna is looking just to sit back and scale in the early game, and Jinx is plenty happy to get on that bandwagon train. And the Karma pick as well is not necessarily bot lane either. You can flex that top, you can flex that mid. The buff she recently got is working wonders again for the good old solo lane Karma. But yeah, it could be flexed anywhere. I'm very much liking MLG trying to stay their hand, at least with one flex pick in their inventory, if not two with the set.
Right, you could have a Karma top and set mid, or even like a set jungle if you really wanted to. We see a bunch of mid laners banned out here.
Yep, Cassiopeia also hitting the bench.
Even Rumble can be used as a mid laner these days.
I think he's more of a mid laner now than a top laner, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty true, actually. I always think of him as a top laner.
The meta does odd things to your perception.
Right, exactly.
Just waiting on this first pick here. IZF could hold counter pick. Yep, they're going to hold it for mid lane. We'll put Shen up into the top lane. And if that is still happen to be set or Karma top, really doesn't matter. Shen, you're not necessarily wanting to play for lane at all. Right. You just want to be able to ult bot, ult mid, and make plays across the map.
Yeah, your global presence is way more important than Shen. And he shouldn't really lose the lane too hard against Set as well. Obviously, they're going to wait for the mid matchup to see. It might be a Silas, could be something else.
So I'm going to assume that is probably Silas mid, which means the Karma is going in the bot lane. Now, there are some people and some teams that have run the set in support. It can work into heavy engaged bot lanes, which is what the Nautilus provides, but not wanting to see it. And it's actually going to be Malzahar, so this will be set jungle for MLG.
Yeah. Or it could be a Silas.
I'm pretty sure that's dead. I'm like pretty solid that's dead. Mal support would also be pretty Pepega. That'd be pretty troll.
Mal support would also be Pepega. Set jungle is pretty hype though. We're gonna see a Veigar, which is pretty interesting. The amount of zone.
QP that your mic cut out. Hello? Alright, we got some technical difficulty with Raynix, so I can...
The side of... you're gonna have to wait for Veigar to scale and Senna to scale as well. So...
Welcome back.
Oh. What happened?
Your mic cut out for a solid like 6 seconds there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's whatever. Veigar scales. Malzahar just survive lane. Would be interested to see if he actually takes the Ignite in the Malzahar. I'd just take TP. You're not really going for too much kill pressure early.
Right.
And with the Spell Shield passive, Malzahar got a little bit of a leg up on the Elise in terms of gank setup.
Yeah. You'll have to auto-attack him before you're able to get in on him. And that might be a big problem.
Indeed, in these compositions, I assume I like IZF if you're looking at objectives and playing around like Dragon and Baron and Rift Herald. With Nautilus Veigar, it's actually a very interesting combo you can pull off where Veigar puts up the cage preemptively. You don't actually have to land the stun at all, and then Nautilus just tosses out the dredge line and can hook back into the stun cage.
Oh yeah, that is a neat combo.
It's like a similar thing with Lee Sin Kick.
Right. The one thing I'm just slightly worried about is that outside of Veigar like one-shotting, like one of Mommy's Little Gamer's carries, then you have to rely on basically one damage source. And if the Jinx gets like free in a fight, then that could spell a lot of trouble because I think Jinx's DPS is a lot higher in general. So we'll see how the team fights play out. The nice thing about IZF is that they have a lot of CCs, so they can really set up advantageous
Yeah, the zone control is definitely going to be important for them because we go and look at MLG's side of the board. We have a team that's maybe less concerned about team fighting, does have a variety of options in the split push in the side lane with Silas and Set on one squad. But a lot less CC, a lot less zone control in fights, but they do have a far better front-to-back composition just overall. Because Set, for one, can just straight up ignore Veigar's Sun Cage if he so chooses, and if someone gets into his ulti range, Set becomes unstoppable once he goes into the I can't remember what his ult's called, but his ulti.
The Smackdown.
Showstopper, that's what it's called. Showstopper. And can just Showstopper through a Veigar cage onto somebody, so you can still get backline access with the Set and then immediately go into the face breaker for a stun on like the backline. So that's a huge advantage I think MLG have in terms of engage. Is the stun cage is something that Set really doesn't have to worry about. Now there's a ton of other CC that can follow up that can really screw him over. But you also have Dig Baron, which with Silas's now Burst Mage rework, you get that second cast of the E that's so vital to your combo and does so much damage, especially in the late game, that he's going to be looking for, he should be at least on the Silas, looking for flanks, looking for ways to get on that Elise, maybe the Veigar or the Senna, hook them with the second end of that E and just burst them down instantaneously.
Yeah, Silas's second E is very strong right now. I think they have a good way of catching people with, for example, like Malzahar ulti and Silas second E. So we'll see if IZF can stay out of trouble and not get caught in certain positions. I think the Set is also really nice in that it creates a lot of space for the Malzahar and Jinx to go to work. So we'll see how the team fights play out, but I think the Set is a great pick.
Yep. Will be interesting to see the jungle matchup though. Set normally when you do see him in the jungle is kind of looking to just win that 1v1 matchup. You can't really contest him for anything because he'll just beat you into the floor. At least as a ranged jungler, and more so than that, having very readily available CC and get outs with the repel, I think can do a lot of work against the Set, just being able to avoid his strong points in the early game.
Can you repel the Showstopper?
If it's on top of you, I don't think so because you're considered suppressed.
Okay.
I want to say you're suppressed.
So probably just not.
So if you're already stuck in it, no. But if he targets you and he's not on top of you yet, I don't know what that interaction would be. Because theoretically, you could QSS it.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely repel the strong W that Set comes with. So Green can definitely have a chance to win the out duel.
Ooh, level 1
invade. You're going to see an
invade.
invade coming on.
Spotted out by one ward set by Dragon back.
He's going to run. Oh, they're not going to get it.
Are you behind me in the game, guy?
I'm at 49 right now.
Yeah, you're like 8 or 9 seconds behind.
Oh my god. Okay.
Fast forward.
I think I loaded in
probably.
Late, so.
Just fast forward to present.
Yeah.
Ready, dead.
Right, spectator client is I think the ones they have in pro now are better than they used to be.
Oh,
they used to stutter way
absolutely,
more.
yeah, and it's a different spectator than what we get here.
Right.
Although the invade did fail, ward is placed onto the MLG red buff, so we'll know that set continue to start in this bottom quadrant. Dragging back to the leash, and so we got two jungle stopper on opposite side of the maps. What are we looking at in your mind for jungle pathing? As both have already spotted each other out.
Yeah, I think at the moment it looks like Elise is just gonna go clear her bottom quadrant, and Set is gonna clear his as well. And I'm assuming that Elise is gonna look for a gank bot first. Just by the way the teams generally play. In terms, I feel like IZF has a pretty strong bottom lane, so we'll see how it goes. Also, I think Malzahar early isn't too easy to kill, so we'll see. Looks like Set is gonna go for his blue, and then we'll see where he goes from there.
Yep, Elise is going with the red to blue to drop method, possibly looking for a gank down bot lane. W does not hit from Little Brain, which should mean the disengage on the gank call.
Yeah. When Hook and W miss, you can't really do much. Looks like Elise is gonna roam in and try and get some vision. Oh man,
no,
she's
going for the
run.
high flank around.
Wrap around. Not spotted,
As of
but
yep,
maybe
is pinged out.
pinged out, yeah.
Set.
I don't think they had vision, but they just knew.
Yeah,
so.
it's just good game sense. From what the Jinx is emoting, he's masters, so at least last season would make a lot of sense to have a little bit of game sense in masters elo. I don't know if those masters are diamond. Chat can flame me for whatever I'm wrong about.
I saw in chat it was nice too.
2Kim actually
I don't know
trading fairly well into the silos early. You normally see this matchup, I think, a lot towards the silos, just given the amount of burst he can have on the Shen, but...
Alright. He is out of pots, though, and Silas still has a
corrupting pot, yep.
charge of corrupting pot. Yeah. He needs to be a little bit careful. Looks like Seth's gonna go for an invade here. At least got the Raptors, but maybe not sure. Seth's gonna be pinged out though.
Yeah.
He looks like he just went for a stroll.
And really, if he got any of those camps, I think that does put Green fairly behind the curve, just because he went for that invade, didn't really get anything out of it, and then tried just to sit bot for the gank, which with the new Season 10 meta and the XP changes, and you kind of having to do early ganks, really need to focus on trying to get in lanes and exert pressure while you're a viable champion, especially for the release. If set
and he also
junglers
only took the
hard.
Yeah. He also only took Raptors, which isn't a huge like XP camp, so he doesn't gain that much of an advantage.
I'm pretty sure he did leave one small Raptor.
Oh, big TP, very straightforward.
Yep, flash out immediately from Dragon back, flash forward in from the Shen. Or not from the Shen.
I think the
TP was cancelled, yeah.
Yeah. That's actually not even that bad because he didn't actually want to TP.
It's gonna be a problem though with TPing back to lane no longer being an option, especially with the wave getting away from him on the top side.
Good cancel from Big Baron.
Yep.
2Kim might have problems now because he's gonna have to find a timing to back where he doesn't lose too much CS. Looks like that timing's now, but he's gonna get his wave pushing if he backs now. He's gonna do it.
It's just kind of unfortunate that Green's on the opposite side of the map, because what you'd really like to see in like the perfect universe as the Shen top lane is with that wave stacking up, call your jungler up once he gets it past the midway point, and then be able to just shove that into the tower with the added pressure. But on the other side of the map, doesn't matter, and Dig Baron's just shoving it anyway instead of letting the wave come to him. So
Green might be in trouble here.
Yep, is found out by Cross. TP coming in from Lights Out though will spur Cross away.
That's not a bad. That's a good TP.
Yep, had to do it anyway.
I think they're first to the...
Bot lane's actually backing off here. I don't think they realize that the MLG bot lane isn't even in position to really contest for this. Could have definitely finished off the Drake, but no vision means
they just didn't.
Nothing else is gonna happen.
They just didn't know, but they definitely could have first it down. Now Seth's gonna clear the vision and
probably solo it.
Now that
stun cage left mid though. No. Cross having to flash out. The Vigor ulti actually almost killing him in that trade there, but just barely lives. Not enough damage coming out of the 42 CS level 6 Veigar to really make a difference, but something to look at in future levels.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
MLG is gonna get the dragon because the bot lane of IZF back, so that is a good, nice benefit. They push them off, and now they get the first Drake.
Yep. Dig Baron, right away, he hits second cast of the E, but still is out-traded by 2Kim, for now at least. Executioner's maybe not something you'd originally look at going in, but immediate flash as the stun cage comes down. 3 on the top side.
He didn't really have a choice there.
Yeah, if he gets stunned up, that's stun cage into Cocoon, into Shenton, and then the CC chain's complete and you die.
So much CC. And now Elise is coming down, still level 4, level behind Boldy. So we'll see if they can catch up.
Kim does have.
At least does have her.
Yep, Kim also does have Stand United available, so if anything happens around the map, expect to see that Shen running down to the aid of whoever is in need of it.
Right. I'm not sure how Kim got an XP advantage, but he has one. Even when his TP was blown.
I think it's.
On.
I'm not really sure how he got a ton of XP off of it.
It's not that much.
Yeah, he just because Dig Baron came up, but I mean Dig Baron probably could have pressed the advantage if he just let the wave like push into his own tower instead of hard shoving it when
Right.
2Kim backed. Because there was like what 4 caster minions still up that he could just let shove in.
Yeah.
And then just.
I think he could have. Yeah, I think it could have pushed towards the tower.
I
Looks like
didn't have total
setting up
information, so
for
maybe
it.
I'm wrong there.
He has a showstopper, but the Black Mist is gonna walk
Yeah,
away.
Little gonna be slowed by the Q. Jumping his Bulby with the flash does not get the face breaking stun, but he does get the ultimate on Incolor. Ult coming out from Senna, then the Kingmaker doing so much damage. Incolor already going down, but the first blood secured by the Shen. Stand United to keep it down. 2Kim flashing on, stun goes on to the
Polarity's done.
set. He is gone. Green claiming that kill. Polarity going very low. Green fishing for it, but Little Brains picks it up. The ranged autos, and Dig Bear joined the fight at some point. Didn't even catch the TP.
Yeah.
Great
That
fight.
was really good
IZF.
slaps by IZF. Good teamwork to make that a advantageous fight. Even though Incolor died, he got a lot of CC down, so it wasn't really a huge loss in that respect. I wonder if... Okay, Dig Baron's gonna go back. I was thinking maybe they would swap, but because the Rift Herald is up, so if you wanted to, because since Dig Baron was already bot, you could have sent the bot lane top to try and pressure Herald, but looks like they're gonna just keep standard lanes for now.
I'm getting reports that we're game audios like behind the video. The only solution we found that even has maybe any little bit of effect is I restart the client, so I'm just gonna have to do it after the game 1 here. But gank mid lane, Green going in, will burn the spell shield. Nautilus hook, dredge line, Incolor finds it. Green finds a kill. You can't spell shield, cocoon, dredge line, depth charge. Just one too many abilities.
No flash as well. So.
Ooh, Shen going in onto Balby 2Kim, not able to find the taunt just yet. Means the back off of IZF, but a great pick mid lane and a great roam up from Incolor, the Nautilus to secure that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wave loss for the Malzahar. And Elise is gonna start up the Rift Herald now that the mid lane is gone.
Oh, but dive bot lane, Polarity flashing in, post the flash out of Little Brain.
Still okay, and this might be actually huge trouble here. Polarity.
Yeah, but Polarity can make it down. Meanwhile, 2Kim the top lane actually almost burst out. Dig Baron able to get a great trade back onto him.
Yeah. 2Kim isn't that tanky right now, so.
Yep.
Oh, Dig Baron.
Ooh,
Misses
no,
the
second cast E misses. Attacks come in. 2Kim try and get the W up to block. Getting a little bit of extra Q damage here, but the E should be coming back up momentarily. Sidesteps the Q and is able to walk off scot-free. Well played by 2Kim with the fancy feet on the E.
Yeah. That was really close. If Dig Baron hit that Q, maybe he could have done it, I think.
If he hit the Q and got the slow proc just from the second burst, probably, just to get off the extra auto attack, but Polarity trying to go for the alcove play. He is not spotted currently, as Bulby is also in the area. No flash on the set, though, means he's going to have to find some other form of engage, either for Polarity getting some kind of bindings, or maybe Cross finds an ult.
War bot now, Little Brain in
Little
trouble.
Brain gonna be caught out here. He's gonna be pressed, but he is suppressed, and he is gone. Polarity ends up taking the kill. Well played.
It almost seemed like Incolor knew. He was backing off before Little Brain even stepped up. But, oh, Cocoon lands.
And so does the Cocoon, and now it's Shen. Joined by Cross, burning down low. We'll go down to Incolor's Ignite. Stun Cage comes up, and Bulby goes down. 2Kim gonna take that kill for 3. And now the trade in the bot side is a net positive for the side of IZF. Glacial Vagar going to get the kill. Gonna get the deletion on the Dragon back. Flash expended, but doesn't matter with the ulti.
Oh my god. Oh, man. He got destroyed. Yeah, no chance.
And we get the very nice and aesthetically appealing Ocean Rift.
Yes, this is the favorites. There's many. And Elise got the Rift Herald earlier, so she's gonna drop it.
Yep, 1 second cast time, and she can just put it right under tower here. Should be able to claim the rest of these plates, actually, if it doesn't get a charge.
Yeah, it takes 2.5.
It's gonna get close.
I think they should get it.
Green, though, taking her out. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Digbear actually going very low, but able to trade back great onto 2Kim. Kingslayer gonna do so much work here. 2Kim, though, able to find the kill with a 3rd Q. Percent health
Solo
damage.
kill coming out. And that's actually pretty bad because we were talking about how Dig Baron and Volby could possibly be in the side lanes to create pressure for MLG, but if 2Kim is able to win those 1v1s, then that's not really there.
Absolutely, and it's actually 2Kim on the Shen going 3-0 in the early game in what you'd assume would be a pretty rough matchup for the Shen. I'm not really sure about the actual statistics of that, don't quote me, but just from the passive glance, not exactly the best thing against a AP mage. And Green also did a great start going 2-0 on the Elise jungle, setting himself up for a
Lil Brain
great
could be in
game.
trouble. Oh, using the stopwatch.
Yep, we'll dodge Jigsaw for now. He does come out. Lil Brain goes very low, but the Q will heal him right back up.
Yeah, nicely played. Got a little caught out, but was able to use a stopwatch. Now, if we look at the support items, I noticed that InColor just got Knight's Vow, which is interesting because I think usually a lot of people have been going Stoneplate.
Yeah, Stoneplate
but he
is
wants to keep
currently
Lil
the
Brain.
meta just because you become, especially in the mid game, pretty much a tank, just like a straight tank if you're playing top lane in team fights, which is ridiculous when you're a Nautilus with as much CC as he brings to the table.
Yeah, I think he wants to get that even more healing down from Senna, perhaps, but I think he's probably going to go Stoneplate next.
I would have to assume it'd be Stoneplate next. It's just,
Yeah, it's just so good.
it's so good right now. I mean, it will be nerfed next patch with how perfect timing is being adjusted, but
Looks like there's going to be another 4-man dive coming on the bottom lane. Might just back off.
yeah, top lane.
Uh-oh.
Also going bad. Bot lane though, Cross trying to find it. Does get knocked out of the ultimate. Great ulti by InColor. Top lane fight still going on. Is InColor going for the re-engage? Roots up and blown up. Polarity falls to InColor's Ignite.
Oh, look at the top lane, 2Kim.
Very low. Kingslayer able to secure.
I take the thing about the 1v1 deck, I guess.
He's got Proto Belt now. He hit his power spike.
Right,
His cheap as dirt power spike.
Ooh, lights out looking for it. Gets a slow.
Does find the GLP. Will not find the stun cage though, which means Dig Baron should be able to walk that one out pretty easily.
Silas is also able to heal so much after that fight off the minions, so pretty healthy.
Even so, still about a 1.5k gold lead. No, 2.5. Yeah, I'm right. I can count.
Yeah.
A 2.5k gold lead for the side of IZF, putting themselves up well and good in the early game.
And they had a good early game. They have the mid tower down, but funnily enough, they don't have the outer towers down, which are the ones that usually come first. So what they probably should be doing is trying to get mid pressure and then getting vision off of that, so they can take the outer remaining towers, which are usually easier to take. So we'll see how they play around it, because usually you want the outer ring of towers down first before you do anything.
I mean,
more.
mid does allow you to get more priority rotate up to the outer tower, just harder to get like total map pressure, I guess. Mid lane turret,
Yeah.
tier 1, definitely the most important turret on the map right now.
They should
Should be
able
seeing a
to use it
4-man
to
here
get a
top side though. Staying United also up, so could turn to 5 very quickly. Balby unawares as of yet, backing in the river brush.
Whoa!
Could have gone lights out, but
Whoa.
luckily enough sees the rest of IZF coming up into it. And this Rift Herald, as you mentioned, this could easily break one of these outer turrets.
Yeah, for sure. This will be used for one of the outers. Looks like MLG's posturing for the Drake, though. We're gonna have 3 or 4 down there for it. IZF's already there, though, so
Yep, still got 3 members
we're
in
gonna
the
have
area.
a fight.
Cross going to be spotted out.
what IZF can do here is drop the Rift Herald mid, and then use that pressure to
Force him off.
maybe. Yeah.
If that's the play you want to
We'll
go
see.
for, that would be a good one. But Big Baron has
Lights out in
a
trouble.
depth charge. Will miss the second. He had the stun target though. Still goes down. Too much damage coming out from Dragonback. Is stunned and rooted in place as now 2Kim into trouble. Balby finds the showstopper, but can't really do much else. Diving onto the backline, 2-man top, but it's just not enough. Too much damage. Now the Mouse only on the green will repel out of it. Roots come down to Balby, but the Haymaker goes wide anyway. Gets the face breaker. In color, possibly sacrificial land is silenced, is E'd, and is shut down. Clarity taking that one, and now it is MLG who find a great fight, but the Rift Tail's pushing mid. Gets another charge off on the inhibitor turret. It's not.
Oh,
it's,
TP's
just
coming
go
in
off
now.
to take it down. Yep, TP coming in the river. Lights
Now
out.
it's gonna be a 4-on-4. Polarity getting chased
Yep.
down.
Dragon has already been secured, and without GLP missing, without GLP hitting, sorry, shouldn't be too much.
An unfortunate fight for IZF. They're kind of just a little too split up. We had 2Kim in the bot quadrant, basically like 1v4ing, trying to 1v4, but not tanking enough yet. And yeah, they didn't really have a good 5v5 in that case, but they did use the Rift Herald to break down the mid turret. So they don't lose everything. I guess.
Is a fairly even trade minus the kills. The kills is really what hurt them in terms of gold, just sheer gold lead. But should be able to flex a lot of map pressure now with mid tier 2 gone. Anyone who's sitting up in these outer turrets, such as if Dragonback right now in the top lane alone up there, I would highly expect with how much just gain mid priority and repeat dive this Jinx if she's alone in the top lane. There's no reason not to when you have this much potential map pressure with 2 mid lane tier turrets down at 19 minutes.
Exactly. Like I don't even know if Jinx can go anywhere on the side lanes, because hypothetically Viger can just walk up and baby cage, and then that's like pretty much your life. Either your flash or your life. So I'd be a little worried staying up here.
Ooh, cross is found out. The GLP burns the spell shield and almost goes down to the ultimate. Is slowed. Haymaker gonna connect, but Lights Out doesn't care. Spooky Ghosts and 1. Q will secure that kill.
Yeah. It's a big kill. Now Veigar's gonna push in the wave, and looks like they might set up a dive top.
Does not hit. Balby gets a face breaker. Polarity should find the root here onto In Color. Going low. Walks back into the true damage. And the rocket from Dragonback poked out from out of vision. The Nautilus falls. Should have probably backstepped out of the true damage, but mid lane tier inhibitor turret gonna fall anyway, just uncontested. Dig Baron playing the side lane through and through. They're taking my inhibitor. Nah, I'm going for that spot tier 2.
This is just one of the weirdest
Lights Out, fine stun
turret
gauge.
situations I've seen. You have the inhibitor turret down, but the outer tier 1 turrets aren't down, which makes for some interesting gameplay. Now Dragonback might be in trouble with green coming up.
Yeah, you do still have
Looks like he's gonna back off.
and this is part of the problem here we're seeing for these mid tier 2s. Is the reason we can get this Veigar Lights Out can push so much pressure mid lane is when IZF makes a play top, the entire team is going to respond. It's kind of like what you saw from Invictus Gaming and MSI last year. Might be a fight here.
God.
Lights Out going to be rooted up as the stun comes through. Balby takes some fair damage, but the ult from Frost onto green. First to blow the stopwatch, still going very low, doesn't have it up yet, and will be rooted. Gets the repel off, shut down by Malzahar while he's in the air. 2Kim on the backline, it's 1v4. He goes down as well. Lights Out, Ninkiller limping away from this one. And Dragonback just doing so much damage to these fights.
IZF loses another fight where they don't have enough damage because Veigar and Senna are the only real damage threats. And Senna was kind of zoned away in that team fight, so she couldn't really do much other than Q, I think. So that might be a problem in the coming team fights. And looks like they might get 1 or 2 towers off of this.
That's the fights that IZF are taking right now. I mean, they have the gold where they can win a fight. They have the potential to win a fight. The problem is they keep getting put in these bottleneck areas where we mentioned even in pick draft that MLG just has a better front to back comp. they're going to win a front-to-back fight if you take him in a bottleneck. Pretty much, I'd say like 6 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, depending on the gold lead. What IZF I think should be doing at this point is trying to get priority mid, play around objectives where you have a wider area, and can kind of get people in different places. 2Kim has been stuck 1v4, 1v3 in every single fight they've taken. And that's not where you want your Shen to be. I don't think his stand united has really been used as too much shield except for green in the last fight. And then he just kind of dives into the back line and dies. Because they can just peel away.
Right. It's because, like, it's hard for 2Kim's teammates to follow up. I have another fight.
Ooh, Dick Baron can still be stunned up by the stun cage, but Q does not land. No stacks for you. Lights out.
We're going to see the second Ocean Drake coming up. And if MLG is able to get this, then that'll be a lot of pressure for the next Drake that comes up.
Possible play on a 2Kim though in the mid lane. Balby and everyone just gonna run straight at him. He's gonna run away. And now Dragon.
They're gonna use this chance to burst it.
Yep, Dragon Prio goes over for now to IZF. TP from Frost though going to shift that back in their favor. 2Kim has yet to rotate down from mid lane. Stun cage goes out, trying to get this hit low, secured by the set. Elise is going to be suppressed and taken out. Set's still very low. Little Brain finally getting that kill in the end, but Big Baron flashing onto the back line, trying to find lights out, trying to find Inkiller. The healing from Seta, keeping them alive for now. Stun cage, Styles just dashes into it, but the Jinx ulti, lights out, is so low, and Dragonbite is able to find the kill, able to get 2 more of the rockets. 2Kim going very low, but gets the taunt, has the auto attacks blocked, and that is a full wipe. 2 for 5. IZF.
They just got run down.
IZF and Dragonback taking everything there.
Yeah, the follow-up potential from or the chase potential from like Silas, Karma, and Jinx is so high, especially when Jinx gets that first takedown. It's just I think they just don't have the same kind of damage that MLG has. If you look at the item comparison between Senna and Jinx in that fight. Jinx had IE and Hurricane, while Senna had Duskblade and Maramina. And obviously, Jinx in that scenario is going to do way more damage. So I think they just have more damage in these front-to-back fights, like you said.
And beyond that, Cross and Balby is doing a good job distracting a lot of the carries from IZF. No one's really focusing Dragonback at all, Polarity at all in these fights.
Right.
Dick Baron a little bit, but he can kind of just kite his way out almost with the ease and stuff.
Color might be in trouble.
Stormrazor gonna do some work. He's rooted up by the Jinx. He does land the Dredge line, but he's already so low. Polarity will secure it with the Q. Dragonback fires the ult out. Just goes wide. Polarity's, or not Polarity, Inkiller is already dead. And Baron's gonna be started.
I think at this point, Lights Out has to be able to assassinate Dragonback. Otherwise, it's gonna be a really tough fight after whoever Lights Out chooses to kill. Looks like they're gonna force them off of the off of Baron.
Oh,
Dragonback in trouble.
that's a TP coming in from Dig Baron though, so. Yep, disengaging come in, does grab the Vagar ultimate, which is gonna do a ton of damage on the full AP Silas.
Oh, that's gonna be disgusting when it happens.
However, IZF have for now defused the Baron, only losing Inkiller in that initial pick.
Yeah, I don't know where the slow came from.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where the slow came from. I guess it would have been Polarity, I think, with a Q. Oh! 2Kim
he's
caught
go
out.
down.
Suppression from Frost. He's very low, but does survive the ultimate from Senna. So can just come back into the fight if he needs to after a quick recall. As the Baron dance continues.
MLG's gonna go try and bait and try and catch another member, maybe Green when he tries to go for a steal or look for vision.
Big Baron already on the outside. Little Brain trying to find some kind of W, some kind of CC. Big Baron finds the second Neon. Lights Out does half his HP, but is just stunned by the stun cage. Lights Out very low. Could be caught out. Inkiller goes for the flank, but there's no one to help him. He's just insta-killed.
Lights Out still has his ult.
Yeah, but he's just so low, and without the teleport, or no, he does have teleport. Yeah, so can get back in this fight really quick.
I am surprised that MLG is gonna back off, but it looks like they want to just spend their hard-earned gold from all of those kills that they got, and then reset for the next. I feel like the next streak.
Yep, up at about a minute.
Minute.
Yep,
Okay.
minute till it is soul points, so about a minute till that kind of inevitable fight to reset. Because you have to feel if MLG get this soul, they're just gonna win the game. Because Silas,
Ocean
and
Soul
Set,
is so...
and Dragonback are just never going to die. They're
Right.
gonna be able to
Ocean
frontline
Soul
and run around
is the
forever.
most powerful. Ocean Soul is so broken that it's definitely not a good look for IZF. Ocean Soul also allows you to like tank Baron for however long you want, etc., etc. I feel like they're gonna have to look for a catch.
Possible
and
pick
might
on
be
a
big
dig.
Baron.
Spooky's lands, but with the Karma speed up, just able to walk it out. I believe that's 2Kim who ended up getting the top turret there.
The thing is here,
Do you trade Baron for the dragon?
You can't really do that as IZF though, because it's not your soul point, it's theirs. So.
Yeah, Baron already down to 6,100. If IZF is going to contest, they have to do it now. They have to trade it forward break. If they don't trade anything for this, that could be just straight up the game. No one's...
Yeah, now MLG's running down.
no
so
one's
they're gonna
set
have
up
to do
yet.
this
They're going to have to
quick.
burn this. And with Ascenda, they do not have the fastest objective
So
take
slow.
ever.
They should... Oh, okay.
Rocket does not steal.
Alright.
Very...
Now they're gonna have to defend the inhib.
Yeah, probably going to lose an inhib for the dragon as well. Just in the first push, Recall still channeling for 3 members. Only the Veigar has found his way back so far. Tower already down to half HP. Dragonback is just shredding these things. The cage comes out. Haymaker does just a little short on the skill cell. Though GLP finds Big Baron able to E away. The cage finds no one. The zone control is for naught. As flashing is Bulby trying to find something. Does find the showstopper on a Tukin. That's big damage in the AoE. The Haymaker to find another. Now it's Inkiller all by his lonesome in the middle of a mosh pit. Green somehow survives on the back end of that with Repel, and Little Brain flashed on by Cross. Killed by Dragonback, and Dig Baron probably can get another Kingslayer off. No, Green just going to back away. That is the fight. That is the game. Dragonback patting the
Dragonback
KDA
gets
with
the
one more
ace.
kill. The Nexus falls, and Bobby's Little Gamers take game 1.
Yeah, GG. That was a good, well-played comeback from MLG. They definitely played to their win condition very well. So, what kind of changes do you think IZF is looking to make in Game 2? Where did they go wrong?
I think their comp just had a much higher barrier for execution because you just don't have the front line to take those team fights. Even from ahead, we kind of saw that once Silas and Set got onto the back line, they were just kind of chaos, and no one could really
Right.
look for Bulby. Cross, although he didn't have the best score line, also had probably besides Bulby, some of the highest impact in that game, just because he could flash or just walk up and ult Green, who was very ahead and was a lot of the setup for the side of IZF, without any trouble, and just CC him to death. Couldn't move, couldn't repel, couldn't do anything. It was just out of the fight from the get-go. So you're already in a 4v5. Yeah. Your main source of engage is gone, besides Incolor, which didn't have, I don't think, his best game on Nautilus. Still very respectable, especially in the early game, but questionable some of the
He
flanks.
did get caught out a few
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Slow stack
The
up
thing
pretty
with
quick.
The thing with Malzahar also is that IZF had a lot of engage and CC available, but Malzahar can ult anyone that wants to walk up and then probably get the kill on him pretty quickly. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So I almost forgot to restart the client for you guys, so hopefully that'll fix the audio issues we're having. So we'll be right. We'll hopefully be back here in just a minute with the games. I believe we're just taking a little bathroom break right now, so I have time for once to actually fix some stuff. Who was red team? IZF. This is a 1. But yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna go for I don't think IZF was like did anything like super wrong on their draft. They played the early game very well with the Elise getting ahead. Vagar was getting ahead, had good pressure
Hmm.
in the river. Had some things that didn't work out bot side. I think that Polarity and Dragonbacks played that really well, just avoiding a lot of the ganks.
Yeah, especially that level three gank from
Yeah, burned a
green.
lot of time off
But,
green. A lot of time.
mhm.
Also, if you could invite me back to the game, that'd be pretty pog.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Never mind, Colors got me. Thank you, sir. Alright, but yeah, I think just the execution was a lot favored toward Mommies that game, and they played it very well into the mid game, came back from the... They didn't forget me, I had to leave to restart the client, so hopefully you don't have the audio lag. Don't flame these guys too much. They're doing a good job. But yeah, I think if they wanted I don't think that izone played bad. I think what they can do is just draft something that's a bit easier. Actually, draft something that's a front line that for 2Kim maybe, if he's playing top lane that isn't
Mhm.
like the Shen. Just because although the Shen was
Yeah.
tanky, he wasn't the engage they really
Tanky
wanted, like a
enough.
set like a even the Silas who just has a ton of lifesteal. If you can
Right.
find a good matchup for it, maybe the Cho'Gath in the top lane.
Something like an
hyper
Ornn
tank.
could
Yeah,
have been
Ornn, Cho'Gath, the hyper tanks
Or I
that
mean,
you can play
Ornn.
up there and just soak damage. And we're about to see how they decide to figure that out because we are in draft.
Yep. The nice thing about Ornn as a tank, obviously, is like the best tank in the meta right now. But also, unlike Shen, you don't have to like walk up in order to get an engage off. You can ult from far away, so that is something nice you can accomplish. So if they want to give another tank for 2Kim, then maybe they could go for that. Looks like they're going to ban the Malzahar. As you were saying, Kakras did a lot of work, even though his storyline may have not reflected it. So, won't have that point and click CC now.
MLG so far sticking
Well,
with same bans as last game, the Rek'Sai and the Nami taken off the table.
Don't mess with success.
And it will be the Zillion, which will be banned from
That's
IZF.
interesting. So Bolby might pick his Nunu
Has it available to him.
after this.
But that also could imply that IZF is comfortable going into it and finding a counter matchup. Trundle right now is very good. And I can see that doing well into the likes of a Nunu who's going to be building more tank-based, hopefully. I mean, AP
Right.
Nunu exists, but I hope they're not going to play that. It's fun. It's
Well,
really
you never
fun,
know.
but like 30 minutes hit and you feel pretty bad.
You never know. They could try for it, but
An Ashe lock-in first round. Already knows
that is interesting.
already knows the lock-in of the Aphelios. So going maybe for more utility here from MLG this time. Not so much out damaging the Aphelios, but bringing in ADC that can kind of deal kite away and prevent Aphelios from really getting onto their bot lane.
Right. Jinx would probably have. What the? I was just confused. I'm still confused, but Green likes his hovers, I guess.
Yeah, we don't talk about hovers. It's the #1 rule. Don't talk about hovers.
Yeah. It is interesting that they decided to deviate away from Jinx for the draft, but Ashe does give a lot of options for possible pick potential, which is probably her #1 thing. She also gives a lot of vision, and she's pretty good in the early laning phase, so should be pretty good up against Aphelios.
Yep, and speaking of pick making, we got Green piloting the Lee Sin, another early game jungler that can really abuse some enemy players, laners, jungler alike. Maybe in a set, not
You
the
can abuse
best,
the Ashe.
maybe not the best pick into a set, but we have
Ooh.
lights out locking in the Soraka, and that is a flex if I've ever seen one.
It can go anywhere, but probably top. You would have to think.
I would have to think top, and I think if they take away the Elise here for MLG, decides to pick the Elise, that means that set is going top or mid, and you can kind of just put the Soraka opposite of that. Rumble also a fine matchup for Soraka. Really anything that's not ranged
Is
is a fine matchup for
Yeah.
Soraka. Champion's low key a bit busted. Actually, no, it's high key. She's busted. She's very busted.
It's actually
That's why they're giving her
disgusting.
the Akali treatment in 10-4 and just taking away everything from her kit.
Thank God.
The Balance teammates screwing around with this one.
It is possible for IZF to go for the Flexaroo and maybe put it bot, but I don't think that'll happen. Looks like we'll see some more mid lane bans coming out.
Yeah, you would just.
They're still not sure if that Rumble is mid, so they're gonna ban out Lissandra. There's a lot of flex possible for MLG, so we'll see. Arma banned out.
Not wanting to deal with that in the bottom lane, given it's not their own pick. One final ban here from IZF to square off the second round. Ticking, 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 ticking. Pike.
That's an interesting one. It does.
And I would look.
I don't really feel like Pike is that big of a problem in this meta, but he could be good into Aphelios, I guess.
Would love to note that Leona is still up and available.
Yeah, that's pretty
Nautilus also is still up and available. But it will be the Galio.
good. Ooh, Galio. Okay. Oh my God, they
This
just
still
keep
could be
flexing,
mid.
huh?
This still could be mid. Also could go top against the Soraka. Is known to be one of those mage killer kind of champions. Possibly
Also
could
go
see it.
support.
Also could go support, though not. I don't think that's as likely
Probably
anymore.
not.
Did see Vale
I feel like
pilot
the only
to
Galio-
quite a bit of success in week 3's match of the week in FF15
Yeah.
versus 2014. Kale. So that is
Well, this is,
probably Soraka bot.
I guess. I do know Tukim likes to play Kale top. It is surprising though, because usually I think Soraka top is considered better. The bot lane is going to be
Oh boy, I would say,
susceptible to a
please
lot of
tell,
ganks.
tell let me
What-
see a Sona mid. I don't want to see the heal
Okay.
team.
So is this a
So there,
Kled
it
mid?
might be. I mean, Kled and Kale could go top or mid, respectively.
Right. Although
I
think-
doubt it's going to be Kale support, so I'm going to assume it will be in color piloting the Soraka. But that's not set in stone
Right.
either, because Kale support
Kled
still
has-
technically is a thing.
Yeah, I don't think Kale support's happening. So it looks like it is Galio support. And then,
And
no?
now, no, I'm guessing it's Galio
Galio
support. Yeah,
support,
Rumble
okay.
mid set top.
Okay.
And this actually makes the Soraka and Kale picks make a lot more like, or not, yeah, Kale and Kled picks a lot more sense. You have a lot more flexibility there. Kale is considered to have a good matchup into set just because you kind of just farm it out till 6 and then become ranged and can kind of just live in lane until you scale up. Kled is
Right.
also very good in
Maybe-
the set and is the one probable melee champion that can 1v1 him just because of the grievous wounds that's applied by his bear trap and his ability to just kind of kite around the haymakers. As well as Scarl and how that interacts with haymakers, where if set lands a giant haymaker, Scarl just dismounts, he doesn't lose any extra health beyond that.
Kale is pretty vulnerable to ganks from back in the though. Because you can jump from like Raptor Pit. We are gonna see it. But you might want to watch out for how Boldly plays, because Zac ganks are always pretty different from conventional ganking. Once you have 2 points in the E, Zac can pretty much come from anywhere he wants. So might have to watch out, especially the bot lane with Aphelios and Soraka not really having any mobility. Then there are definitely gankable lanes for Bulby to go to, and Ashe Galio can definitely start off a gank pretty well.
Absolutely, especially past 6 once you have the arrow into the taunt and just being perma-slowed forever.
I definitely think you're gonna see Zac down bot when Ashe and Galio hit level 6. I think that feels like a guaranteed kill.
Or,
almost.
I mean, you could also see it go mid if Lights Out does get kind of the wave taken away from him, does get wave kind of just out of control, and Cross can set up some kind of freeze, or at least make it so that Lights Out's pushing into his turret and open up that opportunity for a gank, because Equalizer plus Zac is going to be something just insane.
Right. That gank probably wants to happen before before Lights Out hits 6 though, because you can probably live a gank with an ult and flash. So we'll see how that works out. But definitely a lot of options for Zac. On the Lee Sin side, I'm not sure. Rumble. The problem is that they don't really have that much CC other than Fled. Being able to run down a set, perhaps?
Use that and the Gravitum for Little Brain, but even that is very dependent on what guns you have up. Soraka does have the silence, can turn and root, and the silence itself is just very powerful in the mid and late game. I mean, that's going to cancel out
but usually the silence doesn't turn into the root.
No, normally you're not going to see that too much unless for some reason InColor builds a Rylai's.
Yeah, I think that's probably not going to happen. Probably gonna see Ardent Sensor or Holy Grail first. Athene's Grail.
I assume it'd be Athene's. That's generally speaking the first item. Other things could be a Redemption you could see, but more than likely an Athene's or
just better heals.
Ardent Sensor maybe. Maybe an Ardent Sensor.
Probably.
I don't think he'll go Ardent Sensor first, but
I think Soraka top goes Athene's first. So
Athene's is a very good support item, especially for if you're doing so much damage through the Q. If you can hit that skill shot over and over again, really start building up the Athene stacks pretty quick.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna load into game here.
Yep. As we get here into game 2, interesting to see InColor take Cleanse on the Soraka. Normally you'd see that on Aphelios in this kind of a matchup, but
it might just be a matter of the players comfortable with having flash heal, but yeah, generally you could even justify double cleanse, but maybe not. Ashe and Gallia once they hit 6 is pretty scary in terms of what they can do in the lane, but we will see what happens in the lane. In terms of priority, Rumble should be able to push out mid over Kale, so I think we'll see some mid priority from Cross, which might. And you said that Kled should be.
Kled does have a good matchup in his set. He's one of the few melee champions in the game that can actually dual set early, just via the fact that Skarl, once you take a certain amount of damage, can't take more than that amount. Like if Set lands some giant haymaker on him, and he has like 2 HP on Skarl left, it'll only do 2 damage because it doesn't carry over.
The pullback.
Yeah, I shouldn't see much happening. Yeah, just gonna BM and walk about the day.
Gonna dance a bit.
Not gonna see too much. Finds another one. I mean, he's got Lights Out, but that's a level 1 Kale who has melee range. Cross with the backside. Dragon back also coming up. Lights Out probably is just dead here. Dragon back stringing together the attack. The slows coming through, and first blood to Cross. Kim flashes away, and it goes from BM to disaster at the tip of a hat.
Yeah. Actually report. That is not a good start. That's not the way you want after losing the first game. Getting caught in the enemy jungle without mid laner wasn't even there. Or no, mid laner died.
Yeah, it's a Kale. That doesn't count. That's a can. That's basically a melee minion.
Yeah, I was like, where is the mid laner? But Kale's gonna get punished even harder because the Rumble has the kill and he's gonna have the shove whenever he wants.
Yeah, if he didn't have it already.
Yeah.
By virtue of being Rumble.
This is gonna be quite the uphill battle for Lights Out.
Yeah, this is kind of risky here. Yeah, just contesting a rumble in the middle of wave, not usually the
And now
best
level
of
2.
ideas. Takes a very bad
So-
trade as a result.
And now Kell's early game, which was bad before, is gonna get even sketchier.
Yep.
So
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, lots of pressure able to be applied by the Ash Galio. Volley slowing down targets, making it very possible to see a Galio just run in there and taunt them.
right.
Even scarily.
And Galio has a big zone where they can't walk up too far. Especially if Galio is able to be in that bush, then they can't walk up too close because the E can just come out and get a quick amount of damage.
Lights out trying to trade back here on the cross, but it's kind of a futile matter here.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to deal with it until he
Two
gets
keep going on Dig Baron. Facebreaker does land, stun goes through. Scarl's off, and now the gate continues. Does have the Haymaker still available should he want to use it. Getting very low. There comes the Haymaker shield to disengage. Bot lane double taunt. Inkler immediately blows the cleanse. Little Brain surviving on his own lonesome without any special ability uses.
Yeah, he didn't have to use heal, which isn't too bad, but they're gonna take a bunch of damage. Luckily, in color is Soraka, so
And somehow Lights Out has a small XP advantage over Cross. Up there it goes. Alright, balance is restored. Face break in the top lane. Tukim going very low. Doesn't have Scarl back up yet. Gets it in the bush. And now Dig Baron has to retreat. He does not have the damage to do this. Face breaker does land. Scarl's very low. Dig Baron also going very low.
Ooh.
Grievous wounds. Able to reduce a ton of that passive healing. And that is where you see the Kled matchup going well. Zach
in the
bot
bot
lane
lane
going
now.
right onto Little Brain will be silenced. Will not be able to connect to anything so far. Taunt from Polarity does land. Heal is not yet below. Little Brain going very low. Flashes away and heals as the Ignite comes down from Polarity. And
yeah.
that's a
Like we said at the start, Bulby he can do whatever he wants to this bot lane because of just the lack of mobility that they have and the range which Zach can engage from. So that's a lot of summoners burnt, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him come bot again. Meanwhile, Green's able to counter jungle the top side in return, so he is a level up on Bulby. We'll see if he can maybe snowball that jungle lead, but jungle XP is a bit fucked at the moment, so I don't know if that'll be too useful.
It's gotten a little bit better. Could see a gank here mid onto the Lights Out. I'm not sure how close he is to 6, but if he can hit that, they can definitely take this gank. Nope, yeah, not 6 yet.
The problem is that Lights Out doesn't have any CCs, so at most you get a flash, I guess. Also, Lights Out was very low on mana,
Yep.
so you might not even be able to threaten damage.
Tukim and Dig Baron still just going at
Oh
it.
my god, he's back. He's back!
I mean, this is what you do.
Bulby
You
is
set up the 10
back.
bot lane, you just keep coming back to it.
Oh, this is disgusting. There's just nothing they can do.
Oh, that's a
it's
double
over.
knock up into the W. The taunt comes through. Little Brain is gone. Larry says, thank you very much. Balby actually flashing on church does not get in color. That health regen from the potion barely keeping him alive. And the camp is paying off right now.
I'd be so tilted.
And we have a pause.
We have a pause. Not from IZF, but it is a pause. And if I was Little Brain right now, I'd be begging Green to come for a counter gank because you know he's coming back. And oh
It appears
man,
they had a member
It's just so
DC
rough.
for a second.
looks like they're pressing R, so we have it.
Yep,
soon.
resuming in 3. And we're back. Yeah, so far camp bot lane pulling off well in the favor. Almost a 2k gold lead accrued in just the first 5 minutes.
Ooh, a TP coming in from Cross, so they're gonna look to kick it very early.
Yeah, could have just gone over with the blast cone, but okay, there he goes.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah, Balby is
Bulby.
probably gonna get pushed to the pat.
Okay, he's gonna blow this one.
Yeah, he gets smite out, so he's fine.
They don't know they're there, so I guess it's safe enough.
Yeah, and early Ocean just not really gonna do much to him out. First 2 Drakes not that important, so if you're IZF, you don't have to be too worried about that turning into just this unsurmountable lead. Drakes quite a bit
Right.
weaker than they were last season, so Well, getting the first Ocean Drake doesn't immediately lose you lane like it did in Season 9.
It's definitely not as bad as it could have been a few seasons ago. Interesting, Dig Baron has a level up onto, so he has a bit of pressure.
This is where Lights Out can possibly take a few of these trades until he stands directly in the Flame Spitter. Does have press the attack, so gets quite a bit of good damage off, and that's the level 6 power spike when you become that ranged champion. Facebreaker landing the top lane. Scarl almost dismounted, will get dismounted by the Haymaker.
And Dig Baron actually like at least half a level up on XP by now. Must be. Finally, 2Kim is able to level up. Ooh.
Oh, there's the showstopper. Scarl is not even close to back up. Lands all the Q, lands a Facebreaker flash after 2Kim with a Haymaker to finish it. And Dig Baron gets a solo kill in the top lane on set.
That's big. That's a big kill. Because now 2Kim's gonna have to burn the TP to, and they'll be even in terms of TP. And 2Kim's not getting a lot of help right now.
Nope. Currently, right now, Green just counter juggling, not really looking for ganks in any lane. Can't really go mid because Kale just doesn't give you a ton of assistance early, and without CC.
The problem is that he's not even really ahead in CS as Lil Brain gets slowed. The problem is he's not even really that ahead in CS or XP, so not that far ahead for what Bulby is able to.
Green gonna find Bulby though on his Raptors. Definitely can take this fight. It's only a level 5 Zac. Green can 100% take this.
Has no ult.
Lights Out actually doing a ton of damage. Will be popping into the passive. Frost does not have the ult used to clear the minion wave just a few seconds ago, and Lights Out gets a freebie.
Yep. No TP too to save the Zacs. Couldn't have played that. He was getting a little bit greedy, I guess. And that's gonna give Green a huge advantage because now Bulby has no ult, while Green does. So Green should be definitely looking for a big play with his Dragon's Rage. He's gonna look towards the mid lane, see if he can pull off a nice combo.
Frost might be expecting. Oh, the Q misses, but unstoppable because of a it's under tower. He's not even going. Where are you going, my friend? Kale, once he comes down, they're still probably gonna get the kill. And we'll get out scot-free. Scarlet does not reach the tower. That was the most scuffed dive I've ever seen, and it still worked.
Yeah, I mean, Kale's ult definitely useful in that scenario.
Thank God they had enough tower aggro resets to make that one work out.
Yeah, yeah. That tower aggro, I thought the tower was gonna re-aggro. I think Scarl unmounted or fled unmounted.
Yeah, he did dismount. That's how he reached the aggro. Scarl did.
Yeah.
Disappear into the
A little bit. Overall, good play.
Yeah.
They're gonna be able to get some momentum off.
Still
of it.
worked.
Unfortunately, they can't get a Drake like MLG did.
Yeah,
so.
and also just doesn't have the top priority right now to really pressure that Rift Herald too terribly much. And bot side is not going well either, as the 26 CS lead over here for Dragonback. Gonna be.
I mean, 3 ganks in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that does it for you normally.
That is a thing. Luckily, Lights Out is pretty strong now, level 9. So he's gonna have a lot of points in his E. And
so far behind in XP.
Yeah, he's the only one ahead. And 2Kim's 2 levels behind. He did go mid, so that's another reason why. Oh, okay, he's 1 level behind now. But he did go mid, so he lost even more XP off of that.
Yep, does land the bear trap top lane. He's still a level down, has Scarl, but the Facebreaker gonna land the stun. Now it's a Haymaker, gets the true damage on, and Scarl will just immediately dismount. And
he needs to be careful. Dig Baron has ult. He can just click on him.
Bulby going on. Showstopper is available. It's not even gonna be necessary as Zac ulti comes out. Nope, still gonna use it anyway, and the kill goes over to Dig Baron. Oh, but now the Kale going to get ulted. The Astro finding it. The Equalizer coming down means that's gonna be a ton of damage there on cooking. A good safeguard will get Green out of there, but now the flash for Bulby looking for some kind of re-engagement, misses the Q. So no further follow-up onto Lights Out really available at the moment, but very close there. A beautiful ulti action from Dragonback to find the stun. Will secure MLG the Rift.
Probably should secure Rift.
No, just gonna go straight down to Dragon.
Yeah, they find the Dragon more.
Ooh, Bulby's trying to find something still on Lights Out. Lights Out is a far up in lane. Bulby Yeah, Lights Out just dead.
Doesn't have
Inkiller flash trying to heal and now doesn't have it.
No.
Cross finding
Oh,
him.
Inkiller's
Flame
in trouble
Spitter
now.
gonna
No
keep bringing him
flash.
down. The volley gonna slow him. The root comes through on the silence, so Inkiller
Oh.
might live just yet. A good Flaska will
Yep.
get them to safety for
Wow.
now. Balby still going for the re-engage. Finds Inkiller in the brush. Will hook him to a Krug, get him a little bit back. The cleanse comes out. The cleanse is slow. It's not.
Inkiller needs to either back or Lil Bray needs to be careful.
Yeah, it does have the Calibrum or Calibrum or however you want to pronounce it to do some ranged damage, but in any event, the Drake secured. Galio going very low. Will burn the heal. I don't think Aphelios has damage to burst down polarity from that health. Galio.
Well, you never know. Wait, he had Calibrum. Well, it was Calibrum ult, so what? Calibrum ult, and I don't know what secondary because Rye doesn't want to tell me. Oh, he had Infernum.
Yeah, he had Infernum
secondary.
secondary.
So probably not because he only hit one target.
Yeah.
But, I mean, sometimes better safe than sorry, I guess.
True.
But that top fight was a little bit scuffed because Tukim knew that they're on Rift Herald so that they could come up whenever they wanted, but he still took a bad trade into the set, and that led him to being in kill range.
Yeah, now
That's
Green looking for
nice.
some. Dig Baron though, 3 levels up on the jungler, 2 levels up on Tukim.
Oh,
Use a showstopper
wow.
to disengage. I'm not really sure what he actually got with the target. It is a point and click. Was there a minion that he led down there, or was...
He ulted Tukim, but Tukim's unstoppable.
Ah, interesting.
So he just went.
That actually
that way.
helps him
Oh,
out in the
Tukim.
end. Now Balby though
Yeah.
in the top lane, trying to find something on Tukim, but not able to really get anything significant as
Now Green's looking again. He's gonna be spotted out though.
Lights Out gonna get a great trade here on the Cross. Equalizer is up and available should anything go poorly though.
Yeah, Cross is just gonna try and clear the wave. Doesn't want too much pressure as he backs. I think Lights Out has to be the one to carry in this situation.
Yeah, Tukim, Facebreaker lands. Dig Baron gonna get a full Haymaker off as well. Gonna blow off Skarl immediately.
Aphelios has caught up somewhat in CS. He's not really. He's still 20 down from like 25.
It is stabilized.
But,
It's stabilized. He's not. He's not falling further behind, which is what you want to see if your ADC just gets hard camped in the other game.
Right. And Aphelios will outscale Ash in terms of damage potential. So that is good to see. So Aphelios can definitely do a lot of damage later on. And actually he gets the Essence Reaver by, which is pretty nice. That is a power spike for him. So they could look to fight in this bot lane if he's able to land some poke.
Potentially true. Lights Out still able to get a lot of the betterment of these trades on to Cross, just having that range advantage, and with the PTA he can do a lot of damage after he hits those 3 auto attacks. Did go for the call, I just noticed, so is still stacking that up for the extra gold. Quite a greedy buy for Kale, but
That's very greedy actually.
working out
Especially
so
since
far.
you could get Bolby could gank and
Yeah.
could lose a lot of time on that.
Kale though now level 11 does have that AoE burst ability on the E, so can do the auto attack reset, get some magic burst.
Look at that. Yeah, and now Kakross is gonna have a harder time in because Rumble. I think Kel auto attacks might outrange Rumble Q now. Well, I'm not sure on that. So he's gonna have to
the
back
range is
again.
increased at 11 and increases at 16. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Oh,
It
okay.
increases at 6 to range, and then at 16 she gets a little bit extra. As now possibility of a collapse onto Dig Baron, gets the Showmaker out, but a good kick from Lisa, puts it back in the team, gets the fatty shield from the Paymaker though, and Tukim going very low. Bobby presses the ult, trying to get some CC onto these carries. Ignite onto Tukim, but the Wish, gotta keep him healthy just a little longer, gets Skull back up and now can re-engage. Polarity on the back line, losing so much health, and Equalizer comes out from Cross. Greed is burning, he is gone. Cross claiming the kill, almost one on Tukim. Carl goes down again, and Lights Out is very, very low, has no hope, and now Little Brain joined the fight. Able to circuit Cross, gets the grab him, ulti onto Dragon back, possibly try to secure a kill. Soraka Q gonna get some slows, and now it's a flash from Lights Out, not able to secure it. Flash out from Dragon back, which is a sliver of HP.
Wow.
Very close fight
That was
in the
so
river.
close there.
Does, I believe, go the way in the end of IZF will grab mid-turn off of that from the priority, gets the kill onto Kled, and Dig Baron just for green overall. But very, very low health bars on both sides by the end.
Yeah, Lil Brain almost was able to get so huge cleanup there at the end, but Dragonback flashing away with a sliver of health. I think Lil Brain activated his Graviton so he couldn't do it the second time, even though he marked him. I think that's how that champion works. But we're gonna see a Mountain Drake fight here soon.
And
IZF definitely don't want this to go the way of...
True, but looking at these ultimate cooldowns, Enchanted Crystal Arrow almost back up for Dragonback. Cross already has the equalizer, and Dig Baron has the Showstopper green, getting caught out with Ward Hop away for now. Slow still on the Zac, burns down, and Dig Baron gets the Haymaker to secure. As Polarity is 1v2 on the back line, gets rooted up by Graviton, but shouldn't matter anyway. And that should be a free Drake without Smite available, as Dig Baron is still picking fights in the middle lane.
Yeah, that they weren't. I'm not even sure if they're looking.
Larry's still looking for engage. Good Severum. Q from
you can't deal
Little Brain.
dual thing. Just keeping him off, I guess. Kel is gonna get a lot of time on that top turret. Probably should be able to take
Might
that.
overstay here for Dig Baron. He's coming up as now and dive bot lane. Little Brain flashes the Enchanted Crystal Air, but throws the ulti the wrong direction. I don't think he hit anything with that. Zac ulti gonna buy some time. CC coming down. Inkler immediately pops the wish to keep him healthy. Is in the top lane now. Showstopper onto Dig Baron. Burning down very slow. Dig Baron just about to go down. Trying to get lights out, but it will not.
Yes.
And they survive the dive bot lane. So net positive again for IZF. And now they have a 300 gold lead going into 18 minutes.
Yeah, very close game. This is actually huge now because Lights Out's going to get even more time on this top side. They're going to have to back for him in this spot turret. Nice play from Lil Brain in color to avoid the dive. Even though I think he whiffed the ult.
I'm pretty sure he whiffed the ult. It was out of screen for me, so I couldn't exactly see where Bulby landed, but I don't think he was hit with
There's two things happening at once, so it was pretty hard to... But they're going to get a lot of tempo off of because MLG wasn't able to get anything off of that dive. Just take the already low tower. I think they might be able to trade it back. Yep, they're gonna be able to take it. I feel this actually takes towers incredibly quickly. So.
Especially, what guns does he have up right now by chance?
He had Infernum and Graviton.
Okay, Infernum can do some work. I think Gravitum's probably your most utility-based one, so.
Yeah, Crescendum is the one that can take turrets really fast.
Chakram. You're talking about Chakram.
Oh yeah, Chakram. Chakram, because you can just walk up.
If you can't remember names, please, for anyone in the chat, just go by the colors. It's what the LEC cast does. Ooh! Q interrupt on green, goes really green for the crab. Kale ulti can keep him alive for now. The last Ash arrow not able to find him and does get the wish for the heals. That was extremely greedy. And now two major ults down for the team fight as Kled trying to re-engage. Teleport in from Dig Baron means he's going to join the fight. Bulby going bound to half HP, should be picked off here by Little Brain. Lights Out able to secure the kill. Now big equalizer in the choke point. Jukim going very low, does not have the scroll back up, and Showstopper takes him in the back line. Puts him very low, but he's still alive. Little Brain's the one who pays for the over-aggression. Now Jukim burning lower. Cross secures it with that final little harpoon, and that's Baron for the side of Mommy's Little Gamers.
Yeah, I don't think they will be able to do anything. MLG should be able to take it relatively fast. They don't really have a huge tank. TP coming in though.
Yeah.
Lights Out's gonna come. He's gonna get spotted out.
Really aggressive. Going to be immediately burst down. Still does not have the ultimate off cooldown. Haymaker going to find its mark. Still has the red buff he can sustain. Q almost available. Gets the slows on all three. Polarity going over. Bulby misses the jump, and now he blast cones, but it's right into the hands of Cross, and he gets the Flame Spitter kill for the shutdown.
It does save Baron though. You lose a lot of, you lose what, 1,000 gold I think they lost? Or 700.
It's still about even, overall.
Yeah. It is, not, I mean, it's a hero play. I can respect it. He saved Baron,
but the thing is,
honestly,
the thing is they didn't even need to make that play. Green greeted so hard for that crab. That was immense. He saw at least 3 members of Mommy's Little Gamers, I'm pretty sure, in that river when he tried to go for the Q back in. Saw Galio, saw Zac. I can't remember who else. I think he saw Dig Baron if he was up there. It was either Dig Baron or Dragonback. And he still tried to Q on the crab. even if it didn't get interrupted, he was still deceased.
Yeah.
So that was a ton of greed,
Yeah.
and then he also gets both the Kale ultis and the in-colors ults just to keep him alive off the back end. And those are two of the biggest ultimates for this team in team fights.
Yeah, and then they looked for a fight after that, which it looked good at first, but then Dig Baron was able to come in and really create a lot of disruption, and Lil Brain didn't have flash in that situation, so he was pretty much dead as soon as Dig Baron got there. So nice fight from MLG, but they don't get too much off of it. Now I think next Dragon
45 seconds, so Soul Point is rapidly approaching.
Right.
And
I would say that Mountain Drake probably isn't the biggest deal in this case because I think usually Mountain Drake's really annoying for poke comps to go against, well, because it gives you a shield. But when you have an Aphelios and a Kale that just burn through the shield regardless in a team fight, it's not like the end of the world. But you don't want to lose
yeah,
it.
especially when their team basically has 3 frontliners, Polarity, Balby, and Dig Baron, going to be getting extremely tanky. Set in late game can have upwards of 4k HP based on the items he builds. Tukim goes in on 2. As Scarl does land a lot of damage. Dragonback going very low, gets a Kale ulti. Just avoids some damage. Now gets taunted up, grabs him ulti though, finds 2 members, is in the backline. Balby trying to buy some more time. In the middle of 4 members, does get the ultimate out. The equalizer comes down the middle, burning down in color. Heals are coming out. Balby goes into the passive. Dig Baron, battle line. Haymaker finds one already. Little Brain very low, has a Sever, manages to get the kill on Dig Baron. No, it's Lights Out who gets taunted up and killed the Rumble with a double kill as Balby re-engages. Little Brain going very low, still a Sever him up for the healing as Tukin burns down and is done. Cross gets a triple, and that will be the Mountain Soul over to the way of Mommy's Little Gamers.
It was looking at like Aphelios, Little Brain could do it at one point. It's not enough damage in his kit. You've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
But
Cross just
yeah,
did so much work on the back line. Wasn't targeted, had Blink that is running 24/7. And this is the same problem that izone fangirls had in the first game. They get tunnel vision on the set, jumping into the backline, and this Zac who's jumping in the backline, just like the Silas in the set were last game, and they don't actually do any damage to the carries.
right. And Tukim also was able to solo out Dragonback, but after that, they used two ults for that, and then after the re-engage, they were pretty much in huge trouble. Cross is so fed right now. 2.5 items with 8, 2, and 2.
Yeah, this is definitely Rumble's strongest point in the game, and at 8 and 2, he's not falling off anytime soon.
And also Dig Baron being so tanky in the backline, being able to like ult in and then uses Haymaker to
just for note,
to
the Mountain Dragon Soul on Dig Baron currently gives around, what was it? I have to check again. Gives around 325 shielding. That's a lot of shielding. That's a few ability. That's Kale. That's an extra 2, 3, 4 auto attacks potentially that he can survive, which is a ton in these team fights where carries can be bursted down in an instant.
Yeah. The only consolation is that at least you're not playing like Zoe. You could probably just FF after the Mountain. Luckily, Kale will be able to scale to the point where that kind of shielding shouldn't matter as much, but Kale needs to be in a position to be able to just wail on them. And he was Lights Out really hasn't gotten that kind of space so far, with the Zac and Set jumping in constantly.
Yeah. As well as that, if you're looking on a bright side here, IZF not even close to being out of this game. Gold is still pretty much at parity, even here in the 25th minute.
Right.
No one's gotten Baron yet. Both these teams have pretty decent Baron takes overall, so both these teams could burst it down. But you can see the amount of vision and control vision that Mommy's Little Gamers has in this Baron pit. All those red wards. I mean, you can just look at the support vision score and see the difference: 50 to 29 between in color.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, this is Green getting ulted back in with the Showstopper's backline. In color is probably down. The Wish will buy him a little bit of time, but Balby's not going to let him have too much more. Lights Out finally joined the fight in the backline, but the Mountain Rip is actually preventing anyone from getting a good engage. Infernum ult finds one, and that only can burn off the Mountain Shield.
Yeah, that's not good enough for Baron. They're gonna turn on to Baron now.
And there's only
I'm not
two
sure.
ults. You do have the Kled ultimate, and you do have the Kale ultimate available if you want to contest it.
2Kim's teleporting in, so he's gonna look to at least place vision.
Yep. But Lights Out getting taunted up in the back line. Still no vision on green, but they pull off the Baron. Now they chance Crystal Arrow hits onto the Equalizer, and that's going to be a ton of damage. Cross grabs the kill. Little Brain does get a turning constellation, and the Baron will be stopped as the hunt begins.
Die.
No, Seth's not going to check. Little Brain will get out scot-free. And that ends up being a great play.
The Baron again.
They end up stopping the Baron.
2Kim in trouble though. Doesn't have anything to get away.
Does have the ultimate if he wants to use it. Green in the area as well, but it's 3v2 with soon to be a fourth. Now in color, join the fray. Can't get out some healing, can't get side, but will be slowed down by the volley and the Bork, and he will be destroyed. Dragonback taking that kill happily. As see, that's his first of the game.
A little too much of I'm helping.
Yep. And now the Baron started up once again as my game freezes. All right, awesome. We're back.
Yeah. It feels like.
Oh, turn back on to Little Brain. I'm actually going too far, but the Kale is going to avoid so much of that damage. Cross has to go golden to avoid any more damage as a hero just comes in as well as a showstopper. That's so much AOE. Green going low as 2Kims in the backline falling even lower. Dragonback going to do so much. The Kled is not able to come down now as Green versus the world. In color has respawn, but the wish is available. But how much can Green do against this Baron? Getting hunted down by Dig Baron, able to skirt away, but that means Baron going down. Channel Crystal Arrow misses, but Dig Baron can still easily go for this tower dive. Just has so much AP. Green going very low. Wish going to heal him up to a reasonable level. Might be able to kite this one out, but it will be Baron for MLG. As the gold lead balloons in what seems like an instant to 4K gold.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge blow to IZF. Luckily, there's a lot of towers for Mommy's Little Gamers to work through first, but I would expect. Oh, also Elder's coming up soon, so
here's the picture of for stream. Here's the current picture of the blue vision. You have a few wards up defensively in their topside jungle. 0 on the dragons, 0 in the enemy jungle, just completely dark. And meanwhile, you have vision for the side of MLG. Now, given a lot of the wards in that topside just expired as they're transferring their vision down towards the bot side, but they're currently just walking through the jungle, sweeping out wards, getting vision control, and now going for a possible play in the mid lane. Probably going to find a bit of damage as well as Dragonback, but they will just secure the mid-tier 1 for now. Yeah. Oh, grabs him, only finds 2, but Green's going in on 2 tanks. Kicks the Galio back on the team. If he has taunt, he can get him out, but it just goes half health instead. Doesn't have the cooldowns off. Bobby pointing the last way as Green goes into the backline. Kale, if he can keep alive a little longer. Now the Equalizer's coming in. Dragonback finds a kill off the back end with the burn. Kled going to find Galio in the end, but is just so low. 2Kim not able to do anything against the might of this Rumble. 12 and 2. Just ripping through izone fangirls, and the tier 2 falls as well. Going to go for an inhibitor and then probably a rotation over to the Elder, which should be pretty much free at this point. Lights Out gonna try to do what he can, get some damage on the Bobby. Actually almost takes him down, but slightly not enough damage.
Yeah, they just don't have enough to blow through the front line fast enough, and they don't have. You can see that the way they're playing the team fights is that 2Kim is looking for flanks, but that means that that Lights Out and Little Brain are completely exposed to what Dig Baron and Boulder want to do. So they don't have like a real front line because 2Kim's always looking for flanks.
And the other thing is that they're engaging on the tanks. That was Green going in and kicking a Galio into the team.
Yeah.
With Aftershock procced. Like, you're not gonna burst through that.
Yeah, I think Green has to only cowards. I think Green has to look to like he should accept that he's useless in terms of like damage and in terms of like he's only here for his kick, and he should be using the kick to peel for his carries.
Or at least getting someone like Dragonback or Cross into the area where Kale or Little Brain can just burst him down and kill him, because if you want to win one of these fights, you have to kill Cross.
Right. If you kill Cross, then it's doable, but you also have Dragonback to contend with them. So the only person you can kick back is Kikross. Otherwise, you have to peel. Because if you kick back Dragonback, it doesn't matter because like Set and Zac can kill Aphelios and Kale by themselves, right? They don't need to. They don't really need that much extra damage because Set does so much damage by himself already. So they need help in these team fights. Otherwise, they're just gonna get, jumped.
Yeah,
on.
and right now, if you're
and then,
IZF, you're just trying to stall for as much time as you can.
Yeah.
Elder
Yeah.
plus the Baron, which has just expired, is too much of a combo to really go against. Having 20% less health, basically, with how the Elder Dragon execute works, it's a lot.
Yeah. You have to give probably like one inhib.
Yup, as Green's going in, kicks him back away from the
Oh!
team for now. Dragonback able to get out of that pretty cleanly just using the flash.
That is going to be Ash Flash, but Green's kick will not be back up for a few minutes, like 40 seconds, I
It's
think.
on a pretty short cooldown at this point in the game. Is now midline getting a dive on the ball. Chance Arrow misses the KO up, comes out, Little Brain trying to get some damage down. Equalize, not going to find really anyone. And Bulby's actually getting just bursted down. Infernum plus KO doing a lot of damage. Infernum ulti finding through. The Wish comes out trying to heal up, and Lights Out is executed. Dragonback slaying that kills Tukim going in alone and probably dead here. Safeguard gonna do something as both players flash out. The Showstopper just gonna get the execute for Dragonback, and that is a triple kill for the Gamers ADC. Now it's just Little Brain versus Wild. Has a chakra, so he has a lot of DPS, but not enough to kill the Cross. 13-2 on the Rumble, 5-1 on the Ashe, 28-10 in kills, and this is just going to be Mommy's Little Gamers mopping up a game 2 which was close for so long. And they break the door open to being, yet again for another week, an undefeated team in PSU LCS as they rise to 4-0.
Woo, GG. And yeah, really well played from Mommy's Little Gamers. They played teamfights so well. And yeah, teamfights basically just blew the game wide open for them.
Yeah, there was I think that if you want to look at the games, although the gold was close, I'm definitely going to say that IZF played much cleaner in game 1 just overall. Their composition just didn't really allow for them to do much once they get to mid game. Game 2, there's a lot of misexecution. I think the one fight that really turned it was that Baron fight where Green gets caught out, and then you blow your two gigantic team fight ultis to save just Green, and then continue to try and push the team fight. Which at that point, without those two major ultimates, you just can't win.
Yeah. They also had a better front line. I think Digbear Set was just so tanky. Like, you can't kill. It's so hard to kill in those team fights, especially when he's jumping on you with the Zac. Little Brain and Lights Out really didn't have a chance in those fights. They didn't really have a way to peel because Soraka can't peel for the most part, other than her silence. And then once the Rumble ult drops, then it's pretty much game over for them. So just a really well played team fights from Mommy's Little Gamers.
All right, we will have an interview here with Poolarity in just a minute, and also the entirety of these guys. Hello.
Yo.
Let's get him in here one sec.
All right, hold on. I have to fix everyone's volume bars.
You're not taking it.
All right, I think that's everyone. All right, so hello, guys. First off, congratulations for the 2-0. Mommy's Little Gamers persists another week undefeated, 4-0.
Thank you.
Should move to the top of the roster, knocking another team down to 2-2.
That's how we do it.
We're going for the undefeated season.
Ooh, that's bold.
Deck W.
You tell them.
So just a first preliminary question to start out with, because you guys look, I'd say, pretty strong. That was a very convincing game, too. Some slight misplays here and there, but that's to be expected in week 2 for working on.
Bomby sucks.
My actual first question is on Volby, so
Oh, fuck.
Don't worry, it's nothing bad.
I mean, oops.
It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. Fear not. But I was just asking you the comfortability with your jungle pool. I know, just in the PSU league, you're known for 2 junglers specifically. So, what would you say? You don't need to tell me any specifics. I don't want you to give up your like draft secrets or anything. But
Oh, my Trundle's my best champion, first of all.
You're-
You can check my match history. I'm actually clean on it.
your
But
comfortability on other picks,
I-
because the second game they didn't
Yeah.
ban Nunu, and it was a Zach who you guys ended up taking into the fray.
yeah, Ivern and Nunu are just like champs that I've spammed a lot. Ivern's a really weird champ where he's like, if you know how to play him, he's kind of OP. So he's sitting at like a 55% win rate overall. So I play them a lot in solo queue, but I've been playing this game for far longer than I'd like to admit. So I've played most champs. So I have a degree of comfortability on most of the junglers, especially in the like a team fighty role. You won't see me picking any like Lee Sin. That's not really my strong suit, but any tanks I can pretty much handle. And I mean, most tanks play the same, so.
As long as he can be a ward for us, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, all I have to do is die 5 times to win the game. You saw game 1, so.
Set jungle, I wouldn't say unconventional, but definitely a little bit out of the box. Not banned either
Man.
game, but that's a question for the other team on that
Yeah.
one.
I don't
how
know
do
why
you-
they didn't ban it.
How do you feel about getting to pick set twice?
We feel really
It's
good
something
about
not many
that.
teams
Yeah.
experience.
Everybody else, if everybody else wants to keep giving us set, we're down for that.
Yeah, we like the champ.
Yeah, ban Trundle, not set, please.
Yeah, ban Trundle. My
Trundle.
Trundle's seriously, you'll quake in fear if you see it.
Rainix, do you have any questions for them? Because I have one more, like, big one from the games.
During game 1, when you're a little bit, did you feel like you were gonna win anyways because you're a team comp, or
James.
Yeah,
James.
it's pretty much just press your buttons on your AD carry and hope to God he presses his.
so you guys didn't really mind going down because of your late game in that draft?
No,
Yeah,
we
I'm
tend
used
to
to-
do that.
I'm used to playing League of Legends from behind. You can check my win rate to tell.
Okay.
So
We also outscaled just about everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No QSSs, very little armor, so
yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
really respect the Jinx.
They didn't pay the QSS
I
tax.
think they respected the Jinx. They ganked it 4 times in the first 5 minutes.
I mean, you can gank it 4 times in the first 5 minutes, but if you build no armor and we play
Yeah.
for late game, then we're just gonna win.
No, I know.
How that works out.
yeah, that's a good point. We didn't die to a single green gank, I think. I taught him everything he knows about ganking bots, so it was easy to sniff out.
Taking credit
Oh,
where
yeah.
some credit would be due. Getting not confirmed match report as well, just for anyone interested. But Uwu apparently has maybe won both their games, so also advancing to 4-0.
Ooh, we're gonna have to take him down.
Ooh, woo.
Wait, they're one.
Show him who the real.
Oh wait, no,
undefeated
they're
team
1-1,
is.
right? I forgot they lost last week.
Yeah, they're
A little less
They
woo.
take
Well,
Ooh.
less Uwu, but now 3-1, so they have 2-0'd. Yeehaw Brothers drops down to 1-3 then.
There's a
I
team
love the
called
names.
Yeehaw
I
Brothers.
love the
That's a great name.
names in PSU LCS.
We do have some good names this time. We have 2 4-fun teams. We have 4-fun movement and 4-fun gaming.
Wow.
Yikes.
Both of us got O2'd, by the way.
Well, they're playing to their names, so that's good.
Yeah.
Hey man, as long as I
Oh,
have
never mind. That
fun,
was supposed to
that's
be
all that
last week.
matters.
All right, that was just confusion. Never mind. According to the match report, young freshman in chat, Uwu is 1-1, I believe.
Oh, okay. So they haven't played yet.
No, they have not played yet. Someone just said, I'm pretty sure Uwu won both games in chat. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Someone
can't
was
trust
complaining
those
earlier about their game not
games.
getting casted, so I didn't know if that was the one.
Trusting chat. Well,
Look at speaking of chat, someone's saying that Cross gets carried by Volby, and that could not be
The fuck?
more true.
Are you? I gave you all your
Imagine-
LP this season. I gave you
imagine
all your
going-
LP this season.
Imagine going 13-2, but not getting credit, and the 2-3 jungler gets it.
Yeah.
You. I got
You
out
were MVP.
jungled. Better jungler does not win our games, and that is a fact.
Yeah.
Green just out jungled me every single chance he got.
But hey, it doesn't
Did
matter if
you
you
have
get
any
the
questions?
dubs.
I mean, it doesn't matter because he out jungled me. He got all my camps, but then he just didn't take objectives.
Very true.
Yeah, we got a lot of dragons that series.
I believe you guys
Yeah.
got,
We took 7 drags.
including the Elder,
Yeah,
that'd
Were
be
you guys
9, yeah.
9 drags.
Yeah.
were you guys prioritizing like
Yeah.
taking dragons? I noticed you took really early ones. So
Not really. It just worked out.
Mhm.
It always ended up they had to back, or we had just killed them, and
Yeah.
all right, it's dragon time.
And
I
we
think
knew
we're-
early game that they were gonna. We wanted to put a lot of pressure into bot side.
Yeah,
We're
I
also,
noticed
like-
the 4 ganks or something. Game 2.
Yeah.
Well,
Game
that's
2,
affiliates.
I was relentless. Game 2.
That was a
Also,
hard
that
that was
level
a
one
hard
stuff that
camp
happened.
bot. That was
Yeah,
not a soft
I,
camp.
I kind of felt bad there. Just
If
watching
you're gonna
it.
let us freeze, you're gonna get ganked.
Yeah, it's just the way it works. There is some crafty stuff that happened like level 1 that just ended up with us being ahead in other sides of the map, so I didn't have to worry about helping with top and mid. So I
Like,
could afford to just
level
sack
1
my
first
own
blood.
jungle.
All right.
I think something we have like down pretty solid right now, even though we haven't practiced too much, is that like we're really good at figuring out what to do like with the situation we're in, no matter like if we're behind or ahead. So we didn't really like hard focus like drags or objectives, but like as soon as we saw like each situation we were in when we were recalling, we kind of just made a plan for the next 5 minutes and really did well with it.
Yeah, and it's always nice to see
Yeah,
macro this early on in the
good.
season being as good as it was in terms of just decision making all around the board. So I have nothing else to ask you.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
All right.
as
Anything you
well.
guys want to say to the rest of the stream here?
Yeah, we have a question for
Oh,
you.
okay.
Okay.
Are there any mummers in the chat?
Bombers?
All
Well,
right,
look at
thanks for
that.
casting, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah, thanks
guys.
for casting,
Yep.
guys.
Our
Great
pleasure.
game, guys.
GGs.
GG's.
Thank you.
All right, that will do it here for us tonight on PSU LCS.
Yep. It
So
was good games. Sure.
don't know exactly when the next game is. Here, let me check the casting schedule real quick. I might be able to get an update on that.
I think there's one on Saturday already.
Yes. All right, so there's a few. So there's tonight's Saturday, February 15th at 9:30 p.m. is going to be Team Siren versus Sandband. Not sure if that's going to be casted yet, but we'll try to get some people on it. I'm going to try to do it after the LAN, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
See. And then
It is pretty-
Sunday, February 16th
it'll
at
be right
7
after
p.m.
the-
is Low Expectations versus PSU Secret Service. And although it is not
There's probably a-
confirmed, there'll be possibly another game on there. We're just waiting
I'm sure
on
there's gonna
confirmation
be
for the
Sunday
time
8 p.m.
for
games.
For Fun Movement versus For Fun Gaming for naming rights. Will be probably 8
Yeah.
o'clock that night,
Loser changes their name.
possibly. I'm already thinking of new ideas. Don't worry. Anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. It was a great 2 games tonight here. This has been Match of the Week with Infamous Trash.
And Rainix.
Yep, and we'll see you next time on the Rift.
See ya.